Hi, welcome to this video. In this part of the video, we'll be implementing the topics that studies in the previous video about the operators. So let's join the Jupyter notebook. Here's the notebook that I have created where we implementing all the concepts that we studies in our previous video. So first of all, we will be implementing the arithmetic operators. So let me create a markdown first. So let's start with a very simple addition operator. Let us look at the addition operator. It's symbolized by the plus sign. So let's try to add a numbers. That is 3 plus 5 and I got 8. We can also do subtraction where I can subtract 46 from 54 and again I got 8. So next operator is multiplication operator. So we can multiply two numbers like we simply multiply 2 with 3 and again I get 8. So multiplication operator is given by the asterisk sign like the subtraction is symbolized by the minus sign. The last arithmetic operator that will be studied is division. So I can see where there 35 divided by 7 and it returns 5. Also, we studied that the written type of these arithmetic operators depend on the type of these operands. So let's see that. For example, what if I add any birth date with name? So see what happened. As you can see that it shows an error. Can't convert int object to string implicity. So let's try in another way. What if I instead adding the number of I should convert that into the string? So if I keep with 20 in double quote, let's see what happened and it returns nearest 20. So in this case, the first operand was the string and the second operand was an integer and it shows error. Whereas in this case, the first operand was a string and second object was a string too and the final result is a string. So in case the output depends on types of operand in the case of arithmetic operators. But it's not always that using a string and integer with arithmetic operators is going to be giving you an error. So for example, let's see in this case, what if I multiply the name to an integer? So it produces an output, the number of times of this number. So let's see the output. So here's the output is. It actually depends on the type of the operands that you're dealing with and as you practice more you will definitely find the output. Next we will move to the second kind of operators, that is the comparison operator. So let me create a markdown first. So the first comparison operator that we are going to do is we check whether a number is greater than other one. So for example, we check whether 45 is greater than 35 and it returns true. So let me discuss in the previous video, these comparison operators returns boolean value that is true or false. So we can also check whether a particular number is less than the other one or not. So for example, we check whether 56 is less than 23 and it returns false. So here we can take in simple constant values and compare these constant values. We can also take complex operand and stuff a simple operand like a number. For example, we do like 34 multiplied by 34 again and whether it is less than 45 multiplied by 23. And it will return false. That is all in this case. You can also check whether two numbers are equal as a measure of comparison. So for example, we can check whether 45 is equal to 45. That remember in equal to we use double equal to for comparison and it returned true. So this is all about comparison operators. The last type of operator that we are going to talk about, the logical operators. So let me create a markdown first. We studied three types of logical operators. The first one was the AND operator. Let's see some example of AND operator. So if you remember in previous video what we said in Python, AND operator takes two operands, let's say 0 and 3 and check whether the first operand was false. If it is false, it returns first operands, otherwise it returns the second operand. So in this case 0 and 3, first operand 0 and second false, so it should return 0. What if we do something like 3 and 0? Since the first operand here is not false, it moves to the second operand and return it, and it should return 0. In this case, but what if we do something like 3 and 5? Let's work for this again. The first operand is not false, therefore it moves to the second operand and return it. So the answer should be 5. This is about the AND operator and implementation in Python. Next we move to the second type of logical operator, that is OR operator. So what OR operator does it? It takes two operands. Let's again take an example, 0 or 3, and check for first true value. Since if the first operand is true, it returns it. Otherwise, it returns last. But in this case, since the first operand is not true, it should return 3. That's the answer. What if 3 and 0? So in this case, first operand is true. So the OR operator should return 3. And that is true. What if we do something like 3 or 5? So in this case, since the first operand is true, it should return true. So this is about the logical operator that we studied. So now we have covered all the three kinds of operators that we studied in the previous video. The first is arithmetic operators, the second comparison operator, and the third the logical operators. In the next video we will learn about variables and different data types. Thank you.